Week 6 covers field observations in Chapter 11 and agency records, content analysis, and secondary data in Chapter 12. These are the methods researchers use when they cannot or should not collect primary data directly, and in criminal justice, that situation comes up constantly. In the lessons folder, my Week 6 lecture covers the conceptual landscape. Beyond that, I've added several resources that I think are genuinely useful. For field observation, there's a piece on systematic social observation of police that shows you what structured observational research looks like at a professional level. For agency records and secondary data, I've linked you to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, data collections, and the National Archive of Criminal Justice Data, NACJD, which is the largest free repository of criminal justice datasets available to researchers. Browse the NACJD site this week. If your FRP is proposing secondary data analysis, that's where your data likely lives. For content analysis, there's an Oxford Research Encyclopedia entry that covers everything the textbook introduces, but in more depth. For the discussion board, one question from Chapter 11 and one from Chapter 12. For Chapter 11, both questions involve trade-offs between observation approaches. If you pick the traffic stop question, think carefully about reactivity. Does body-worn camera footage eliminate the observer effect or just shifts it? And what does a ride-along observer get that video cannot provide? For the covert observation question, engage with the IRB question seriously. Would this design get approved? Make an argument, don't just list concerns. For Chapter 12, the content analysis question, the newspaper one, is one I'd recommend. The manifest versus latent content distinction is a concept that recurs in evaluation research too, so understanding it here pays dividends in Week 7. The use of force agency records question is excellent if your FRP uses secondary data because the validity threats you identify there are the same ones you need to address in your own methodology section. Reminder 6 covers ethical considerations, validity and reliability, and limitations, the final 3 subsections of your methodology section, plus guidance on drafting your abstract. Read it carefully. By the end of this week, your methodology should be substantially complete.